Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and very good morning to our lecturer, Madam HANITAHAIZA HAIRUDDIN, and to all of our fellow classmates. My name is RAHIMAH binti Ahmad TERMIZI.
My name is Fatih IZZATI binti JEFFRI.
And my name is SHAFIEQAH binti HUSSAIN.
So today we would like to present to all of you about System Design and Development for Library Tun Abdul Razak, also known as Ptar.
Enjoy!
Okay, before we start, let me ask you a question. Do you know what is Ptar? Now, let me introduce you a little bit information about Ptar. Library Tun Abdul Razak, also known as Ptar, Kampus Puncak Alam, has started its operation on 27 July 2009 on the 4th floor of Plaza Satellite B building and fully operated on May 2014. This library consists of 4 levels and can accommodate around 1,300 visitors at a time. The main purpose of Ptar is to support all programs related to learning, teaching, research and knowledge development, especially at UITM Campus Puncak Alam. The number of employees working at Ptar Campus Puncak Alam is 25. It is led by a Deputy Chief Librarian named Mrs. Faridah Talib with the assistance of a librarian and support staff such as Library Assistant, Conservation Assistant, Publishing Assistant and Computer Technician. Ptar provides facility and service for academic purpose such as providing book, article, journal, media and other academic material to support the research of the university faculty, staff and students. Besides that, Ptar also gives digital collections such as online database, e-book, past exam paper and other digital service. The facility and services provided at Ptar are intended to meet the need of teaching, learning, research and knowledge development of UITM residents. In addition, Ptar service and collection are available for all the UITM Campus Puncak Alam residents. All staff and students can access into Ptar by scanning the staff or student card at the entrance of the library or enter their information for online database. Ptar vision is to establish UITM as a globally renowned university of science, technology, humanities and entrepreneurship. Then, its mission is to lead development of agile and professional Bumiputra through state-of-art program and impactful research. The objective of Ptar are, firstly, to enhance the knowledge and expertise of Bumiputras in all fields of study through professional program, research work and community service based on moral value and professional ethics. Secondly, to empower the delivery of UITM library service as a center of information excellence that always remain relevant, referred and respect. Thirdly, to serve a comprehensive, up-to-date and relevant knowledge resources in various physical and virtual format. Fourthly, to provide a conducive environment and facility for teaching, learning and research matter. Fifthly, to develop a latest information technology and communication facility based on the customer need.
Next, we move to the current system, self-check machine. As we know, self-check machine is one of the systems that help Ptar to run the business more smoothly and efficiently. The purpose of the self-check machine to help the user easily to borrow any resources such as book, journal, encyclopedia and other academic materials. And this system is handled by Encik Muhammad Anwar, who is the right librarian of Ptar. For the staff and the student, it helps them in the process of borrowing books because they did not need to line up at the counter in order to borrow the resources. And this shows that it more time saving and easily because the user just need to scan the detail of the resources that they want to borrow the books. The user only need their card to access the self-check machine at the library to borrow the books. The borrower need to return it within 40 days. If they did not return it within the time given, they will get punishment where they need to pay 20 cents for the 1 day after the 40-day borrowing the books. They can return the books at the drop box outside of the Ptar, as the self-check machine only can be used to borrow the books. Self-check machine require intranet to access the system, and user need to go to library to use the self-check machine. Without intranet, the user cannot access the self-check machine. Besides that, self-check machine only can be accessed within the operation hours of Ptar, which is 8:30 AM until 5 PM for every day. Next, we move to the process of flow of data. Chart 1 shows the flowchart step for borrowing books through self-check machine that need to be followed by the user at Ptar. Next, we move to the example of report output of the current system. I will explain the output of the self-check machine as shown at chart 1. The first step is the user need to choose the book that they want to borrow. Then, go to the self-check machine that located at first floor of the Ptar. Second step, the user need to select the language, either Bahasa Malaysia or Bahasa Inggeris, to continue for borrowing the books. Third step, the user need to scan their card on the place that have been provided. If the machine scanner cannot detect the card, the user need to go to the counter. At the counter, the librarian will check first whether the code of the card cannot be used or the user have been banned from borrowing books because they did not return the book in the past. If this happen, the user need to return the ordered book first and pay for the penalty. If there is no problem with the card, the user can continue the transaction by doing manually at the counter. Fourth step, the user need to choose borrow transaction that appear on the screen. The fifth step, the user need to put the book that they want to borrow at the place that have been provided to scan the RFID tag or barcode that have been stated at the back of the books. If there are any problem when scanning the code, the user need to refer at the counter. At the counter, the staff will do the process of borrowing the book manually. If there are no problem, the user can continue to the sixth step, which are the title of the book will be appear on the screen after the user scan the book. Seventh step, the user can select finish button and tap back the card. Then, the user can take the book and check the receipt. Keying the detail such as name, user ID or faculty name is not necessary because the scanner machine has been scanned the detail through the barcode of the staff or student card automatically. Lastly, the process is finished and the user can borrow the books. The time given for the user to borrow the book is within 40 days. Here is the example of the form input of the current system on the screen when using the self-check machine provided by Ptar. Next, we move to the problem statement. Every system have their own problem. Same goes to the system that used by Ptar. Even though the system have been provide the benefit to the user by helping the user borrow the books, but there are some problem of the self-check machine that have been faced by Ptar. The first problem that have been faced by Ptar is the system always break down. This is because to access the self-check machine, the user need to use intranet only that provided by the Ptar. If the server have problem, the system will be automatically turned off. So, the user cannot use the machine because there is no presence of the network sources. If this happen, the user need to borrow the book manually at the counter with assistance of the staff. The second problem is difficult to detect the RFID code at the staff and student card or the code at the resources such as book, journal, encyclopedia and others. For example, if there are scratches, torns, unclear or other defect on the RFID code and the system are not able to detect the code. When this situation happens, the user cannot borrow the resources to complete their task. Lastly, one of the problems that faced by Ptar is limited number of the self-check machine. Ptar only provide one self-check machine for the user to borrow the books, which is located at the first floor of the Ptar. This might be difficult for the user if they want to borrow the books because they need to line up on the machine, especially when the user want to complete their assignment or project. After detect the problems, our group come up with the idea to help Ptar by providing the mobile application to help the user to borrow the book more easily. Ptar can create the mobile application to help the user to find the books, update the books, or help the student and the staff to borrow the book more easily.
So now, let me move to the purpose system, which is Library Online Borrowing Access, also known as LOBA application. Firstly, let me explain the objective of LOBA application. The objective of LOBA are, firstly, to reduce the time for user to borrow any resources at the library. Second, to help the user use this mobile application for more efficiently and effectively. Third, to develop a system that are more portable for the user to use at any time and anywhere. Fourth, to help reduce the cost by using mobile application rather than self-check machine. Fifth, to enhance the quantity of borrower to borrow the book at the library by improving the quality of the service.
Okay, next we move to the scope of the new system. To handle the problem of self-check machine, we think Ptar can come out with the new idea of the new system by providing an application to help users borrow the book more easily. Ptar can create an application to help the user to find the books, update the books, or help the student to borrow the book more easily. The name of the application is Library Online Borrowing Access LOBA application. This application has the same function as self-check machine, which is for borrowing any materials at Ptar. Before this, Ptar only has one self-check machine. Because of the cost of the machine and the maintenance, with this LOBA application, Ptar can install it at any computer in Ptar. The library management unit just need to provide a hand scanner at every computer they are assigned for this application to be used. In addition, the user also can download this application on their mobile device, so the user do not need to queue up in order to borrow any resources from Ptar. More importantly, this application is very convenient and does not require intranet or high internet connection as a self-check machine. Moreover, the user just need to register only once for the first time, and all of their information and history will be continuously stored in the application. Lastly, the estimation time to complete borrowing book using LOBA application is within 3 minutes or less. It is because the user just need to scan their star or student card, or if there are any problem with the card, they can log in using their ID manually. Next is the system benefit or significance of the project. There are many benefits if Ptar invest for the Library Online Borrowing Access LOBA application. Firstly, the user do not have to wait or queue to borrow any resources from Ptar because, as we know, mobile application provide a faster and easier alternative to use. As there is no waiting time, user will be attracted to borrow the resources. Next, LOBA application also can reduce cost compared to the self-check machine. The self-check machine is very high maintenance and the cost of purchasing itself is expensive. By using LOBA application, the user can install it at their mobile device or go to any computer in Ptar with a scanner and they can borrow book as usual. Moreover, LOBA application also will reduce the staff work. The staff do not need to key in the data manually and the maintenance of the system is very simple compared to the self-check machine, which is only use intranet to access. Furthermore, LOBA application can connect better with user. As people nowadays are more exposed to the mobile device and application, so LOBA application will make user easier to use. They just need to log in and scan the QR code on the books and they already can borrow the books. As we can see, this project have many significant to user who borrow the resources at the Ptar. This project give a good impact to the user by providing them with the best experience of borrowing book because they do not have to queue up to borrow the books. Next, we move to the process of flow of data in the new system. As we can see, here is a flowchart of borrowing book through Library Online Borrowing Access LOBA application.
Next, this is the use case of borrowing book through LOBA application. It has 3 actors. First, the user, who is the student and the staff, the librarian staff, and the maintenance staff. For the new user, they start by registration for the application. Then, they choose the material that they want to borrow and log into the application. After that, they will scan the barcode on the material chosen and the detail will be automatically filled in the apps. Then, the user need to confirm the borrowing process and receive a receipt of the borrowing on their registered email. Then, they are given 14 days to borrow the book. The user need to return the book after the borrowing period ends. If the user want to extend the date, they also can request it on the app. Next, for the librarian staff, they are assigned to update the list of the book, request the unavailable book, check and update the extended date as requested, send email or reminder to the user, and give penalty to the user. Then, for the maintenance staff, they need to maintain the system by upgrading the hardware, firmware, and software of the application to keep it up to date and repair the system if there are errors with it.
As we can see, here is an example of proper form input of the library online borrowing access LOBA application. Firstly, you need to sign in into the LOBA application. You need to key in the staff or student ID and then your password, and then you click into the sign in button. Second step is you need to click into the borrowing button. The third step is you need to scan the QR code that provided at the book. After that, all the information of the borrower will be appear on the screen, and then click the confirm button. The last step is the confirmation successful, and the borrower will get a receipt at the email. Then complete. Okay, next is the purpose report output for the library online borrowing access LOBA application. The output of the library online borrowing access LOBA application is the flowchart for borrowing book through the library online borrowing access LOBA application. The first step is the user need to choose the book that they want to borrow. Then they can open the LOBA application at their mobile device or go to any computer in Ptar that provided to access for the LOBA application. Second step is the user need to select the language, either Bahasa Malaysia or Bahasa Inggeris to continue to borrow the books. Third step is for the first time user, they need to register first to access into the application. Next, if the user already registered, they can continue to log in into the application by insert their login details or scan their student or staff card. Fourth step is the user need to scan the QR code or RFID code on the book and then check the details that appear on the mobile and computer screen. If the details are correct, the user can continue by click a confirm button for borrowing the books. Then, a receipt will be emailed to the user with the list of borrowing book and the date of returning the book. Lastly, if the user have received the receipt, the process of borrowing book is complete. Based on the proposed system, it shows that LOBA application has come out with a lot of benefit for the user to use the mobile application to borrow the books. The mobile application is more time saving and the cost of maintenance is low compared to the self-check machine.
So, in the conclusion, the system that our group choose is self-check machine that are provided by the Ptar. The system help staff and student to borrow the resources at the library. The staff and the student just need their identification card to access the system. The user just need to follow the instruction that's shown on the screen in order to borrow the resources. Even though the system provide a good outcome, there are a problem faced by the staff and the student when they want to borrow the resources using self-check machine. The problem that faced by the user are the system is always breakdown, the barcode problem, and the limited number of self-check machine at the library. Because of this problem, we purpose with a new system that called Library Online Borrowing Access, also known as LOBA application. LOBA is a mobile application that purposed by our group to help the user to borrow the book more efficiently. By having LOBA, it helps the user to borrow the resources by using mobile device or any computer at Ptar without facing any problems. LOBA is more efficient compared to the self-check machine because the user did not need to queue up at the machine to borrow the resources. This mobile application also provides a faster and easier alternative to use. Besides, Loba is more cost-saving because it did not need a high maintenance. The user just need to install the application through their mobile device or go to any computer at Ptar with a scanner. It also helped to reduce the staff work because they did not need to key in any data manually, and the user just need to log in and scan the QR code on the book. Lastly, this mobile application helps the user with the best experience in borrowing book because they can access the application at any time and anywhere they want. So, that's all from us.
Thank you!